This is Crimsonland. We're on Xbox Series X taking a look at this optimized kind of twin stick shooter game. So this one's really interesting because you're probably wondering, like, Crimsonland? Where's the desire to take a look at this gory, wild little twin stick? And the reason is that this is actually Xbox Series X optimized. And furthermore, it runs at a native 4K resolution at 120 FPS, which is kind of wild. No HDR support though, just in case you were wondering. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. So I'm recording while I'm playing at 120 FPS, but obviously I can't record at that level, so you're just seeing the effect on 60 FPS. So hopefully you can kind of tell, but yeah, it's kind of nuts. So on top of the game also has support for up to 4 players locally. It features smart delivery, and yeah, it's kind of just like this really fascinating, weird, smaller game that's been given a huge boost in kind of quality, and I definitely do appreciate that being a thing. Just because, we don't see a ton of optimizations thus far, or we haven't yet, because, we're still early in the generation. So, yeah, it's kind of neat to see, especially from a smaller developer kind of doing this sort of support for an older title, because I remember, reviewing this, like a written capacity, like, years ago, and I was just kind of like, whoa, I did not see this coming. So there's a bunch of different game modes. There's, like, kind of set structured things, and then on top of that, you got some different survivals, like rush modes. There's a good amount of variation within what you're doing in this one. The creatures you're fighting and trying to destroy, and it's kind of just a gory, wild experience that I think is quite a lot of fun. Unstoppable. Yeah, it's just kind of like a little bit of a wild, different type of experience, which I think can be fairly enjoyable. It's got a decent amount of content to it. And I'm mostly just fascinated by the technical aspects, because it looks really quite sharp, and I mean, it's not necessarily the most demanding looking game in the world, obviously, when you take a look at like the visuals and stuff like that. But still, any game that can really hit that 120 FPS mark and give us 4K and stuff, to me, is kind of fascinating. So it says this in the store, but I also went and actually confirmed with the developers as well, because I hadn't talked to them in quite a while, and I was like, can I get the full details on that? And they were like, yep, here you go. And I was like, oh, cool. So, yeah, it's officially got these really crazy specs to it, and I find that kind of just wild in action. I don't know, it's kind of nice. Like, I like twin stick shooters a lot, and I don't really have an excuse to show a lot of them all the time. And then, on top of that, to be able to kind of play them at this fluidity. I don't think I've ever played a twin stick at this level, right? on the console platform, well, any platform actually. So it's kind of just really cool to see this rolling along here, and to be mulching up the very large groups of creatures that are coming at me here. There are a lot of enemies, as you can kind of tell. We'll do the bonus economy. Yeah, it's just kind of this nuts, never-ending, ever-expanding twin stick where the mobs just keep on coming, and they keep on expecting you to just keep on killing. So yeah, I hope you found this to be kind of fascinating. That's mainly what I was trying to get to, is that this is a very, kind of creative and different game. Oh wow, I just got jumped down on there. Kind of wild. And I think you can have a lot of fun with it. Thousands of aliens, mutant lizards, giant spiders, more on the attack. They've got leaderboards. You can gather your friends for battles. It's, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? It's a twin stick shooter. And I think, if you've been looking for something a little bit different in the genre, this might be a good option for you, especially if you're looking at more optimized types of games. This one kind of hits the mark there as being really technically fascinating to me. Mr. Melee. Man, you sure know how to load a gun. That's funny. I love getting the little perks between rounds, so that's kind of fun. I don't know, it's got a decent amount of modes, decent amount of content. But I think that's about all I can talk about it, other than just kind of getting in here and mashing away the creatures with my gun. Anybody else want to die? I know you guys do. Yeah, I feel real tough until we get absolutely overloaded and there's just like way too many of them to deal with. You really got to keep those power-ups flowing, otherwise you just get absolutely just rained down upon by the swarms of creatures that are coming your way, because they are out for blood. Damn. This is nuts, actually. And I wonder where we're gonna get in the future. Like, you could be like, you know what, it's not impossible for these smaller games to hit 4K 120. It's like, yeah, that's true. At this point already, right? Like, I didn't think we would really get too many games doing this, but we're seeing big games do it as well. So are we gonna get to a point where some of these smaller games are like 4K 240 frames or something? Or like 8K 120 frames? Or like what kind of insane metrics are we gonna see some like indie titles try to like reach towards, right? I just think it's kind of fascinating. And of course a little bit dangerous as all the enemies keep coming. Oh, there are a lot of them. Really gotta capitalize on these kill streaks. Still mowing along. Kinda wanna get that AK. Now I want to get the freeze. There are a lot of enemies. Oh man. They are wanting to destroy me. I don't know, so it's kind of just like a fun, weird game. That's the most part. And you can see, like, in the corners, like, just, you'd have people just hop in and battle, and it's just a fun time. Ooh, get shot. And it's like ultra gory. I actually had kind of forgotten about this game until I was like looking through my library and I was like, huh, optimized. Fascinating. Because you don't expect these types of games to get support so many years later. So, you know, kudos to the company for actually supporting their game in the long term. It's really appreciated, at least to me. Anybody else want to get dropped? Radioactive. These mutants and these spiders and these lizard people ain't got nothing on me. Death to all. How did this person in here find themselves in this situation where they were fending off waves of mutant monsters? You know, what did they do in their day-to-day? Or are they just in this for like the thrill of it? They're like, I need the challenge in life. Because there's no real getting out of this, right? It's just a non-stop onslaught the whole way through. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this look at Crimsonland and kind of got some neat facts out of it today, just in regards to knowing what the game is, because I'm sure it's something a little bit unexpected to most.